Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's day 5 of my book O WEEN, and today we'll be doing is dark horror fairy tales that are retells. Well, let's get going. So my first book is After the Forest by Cal Woods. So this book follows the story of Greta and her brother Hans, who are just trying to get by 20 years after the events with the witch and the gingerbread house. The village is entirely convinced they're fully innocent, and something is certainly not normal in the village, and it's not just Greta's magically addictive gingerbread. My next book is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. Razia is a pure and wild child full of the forest and magic. When her new stepmother bans the worship of the old gods, Razia has to take matters into her own hands to protect her family and village from the evil creatures of the forest. So this is Slavic and Russian folklore and fairy tales that are together to present a wonderful world of historical and fantasy trilogy that is full of myth of magic and monsters and myth. As the dark magic in the woods begin to stir, who should the villagers turn to, the new gods or the old spirits? And my next book is a retell of Snow White, and that is Sleep Like Death by Carolyn Byron. It follows Princess Eve, who loves her mother the queen and who has spent her whole life preparing to fight Trickster Knight, who terrorizes her town with his wicked magic. Against better judgment, desperate villagers make deals with the knight, thinking they can outsmart him. Yet time and time again, the knight twists the deals, leaving the villagers worse off than before. As Eve's 17th birthday approaches, she finds herself running out of time to save her kingdom, and her frustration is rapidly building as things spiral out of control. My next book is A Sorcerer Comes a Call by T. Kingfisher. So I think this is the reader of The Goose Girl. Cordelia's mother can really make her obedient, meaning she can't move, talk, or even take a sip of water without her mother allowing it. While Cordelia doesn't know quite how to interact with others socially, she does know this is not normal no matter what her mother says. The unfortunate truth is Cordelia's mother, Evangeline, is a sorceress, and she is on a mission to find a new sponsor after using up the last one. Soon she finds herself at Hester's doorstep as Hester's brother, the affable Squire, is Eveline's newest target. My next one is Gilda by Marissa Mayer. This is the retell of Rumpelstiltskin. The miller's daughter, 18-year-old Cynthia, is known for her outlandish tales. The townsfolk think of her as a liar, but she prefers being described as a creative storyteller. When things start to go awry, no one believes the tales, and village folks know she's cursed with magic touch eyes and chooses to steer clear. So my next book is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemler. This is a retell of Beauty and the Beast. Fall in love, break the curse. Cursed by a powerful enchantress to repeat the autumn of his 18th year, Prince Rin, the heir of Amberfall, thought he could be saved easily if a girl fell for him. But that was before he turned into a vicious beast hell-bent on destruction, before he destroyed his castle, his family, and every last shred of hope. Nothing has ever been easy for Harper, with her father long gone, her mother dying, and her brother constantly underestimating her because of a cerebral palsy. Harper learned to be tough even to survive. When she tries to save her stranger on the streets of Washington, D.C., she's pulled into a magical world. My next book is The Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. This is also a retell of The Goose Girl. It follows a princess and a wicked maid who stole her identity. Vanya Schmidt was battered to death and fortune as a child and grew up by working as a maid. She's also the 13th child of a 13th child and is ready to take fate into her own hands. This is her story full of death, twists, fun, family, and more. And my next one is, I think this is also a retell of Rumpelstiltskin. This is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. Miriam's father is a moneylender, but his compassion and generosity are putting her family in a bad spot. When Miriam takes matters into her own hands, she finds herself in the unwanted spotlight of many powerful people, including the King of Stark, a fae-like being who might just be more ice than person. My next one is The Forest Wind by Catherine Purdy. So this kind of blends in of one of the stories from the Grimm's fairy tales that's set in the small town of Grimm's Hollow, located next to the deadly Forest Grimm. Clara's grandmother can see people's futures, and Clara has always been the same. She will die an early death in the forest. While the town has usually gotten by, things take a turn for the worse after someone makes an evil wish on the town's magical book. After this event takes place, the book goes missing, taking the prosperity of the village with it. Crops are faltering, roads are drying up, and villages are disappearing. One might even say the town is cursed. Clara's mother was one of the first to go missing, and she would do anything to get her back, even rush to meet her fate in the forest. But what matters will Clara find there, and can the lost people ever be the same again? My next one is the retell of The 12 Dancing Princes, and that is House of Salt and Sorrow by Evelyn Craig. After 4 of the Thalma sisters die, the small island community is convinced the family is cursed. Of the 8 remaining sisters, Annalie is the second oldest and finds herself desperate to prevent any further deaths of her family. When she begins questioning the facts about the most recent death, she isn't convinced it was merely an accident. Eager to liven things up, the young stepmother suggests they forego the standard year of mourning. With the mourning lifted, the 16-year-old triplets start to plan a ball for their birthday. While all her sisters are focused on dresses and dancing, Annalie is preoccupied with ghostly visions and the terrifying yet accurate drawings her younger sisters making of their dead sisters. Is Annalie unraveling the madness, or is there something sinister afoot at the Highmore estate? My next book is Poisoned by Jennifer Donnelly. This is also a retell of Snow White. We are following Princess Sophie, who is trying her best to be the stoic, hardened leader her realm deserves. But when her heart is taken in the woods by the huntsman, Sophie has to fight tooth and nail to take it back from the dark forces that stole it. My next one is Into the Blood Red Woods by Martha Brockenblood. I'm not sure what retell this. So this is features a red-beard princess and her cruel twin brother as they both compete for the crown they believe they deserve. So I guess this is a little bit of Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, and Goldilocks. So those are the retells of fairy tales if you like to read that are like dark and a little bit of horror in them. And still a little bit of fantasy too, but if you just like dark twists as well. Let me know what kind of fairy tales you have read that have dark twists. And please like, comment, subscribe so you know if I ever tell a post. And I will see you on my next one. Bye!